Hey,
What's going on, man?
I'm checking out the footage from last night.
How'd it come out?
It looks like we got something.
Alright, man, I'll be on my way.
State your name.
Christof. Hello.
Oh. When did you first have your experience?
Sexually. I couldn't resist. Oh, I'm down to one lung. Okay. Alright.
Alright. Didn't this happen the other night?
I'll cut it. Alright.
You'll cut your what? You gonna cut your penis?
I'm gonna cut the cheese again. It was probably when I was about 20.
About 20.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Since you tattoo and you're an artist, why don't you draw what you sing?
Okay. Yeah, I can do that. What, while I talk about what happened or?
Yeah.
Okay.
What happened?
What a dick. Alright, so. So a lot of people know that I used to be in a band. We used to rehearse at our drummer's house before we got signed. And he lived in San Bernardino. And there was a wash next to his house. And it was a real curvy road that led right next to the wash. It didn't have a barrier or anything. Real sketchy. Really hard to drive next to. And it was all dirt. No paved road, nothing like that. And so one night it was raining. And let's see. Yeah, this is really hard to do when you draw. So it was raining one night after rehearsal, and I was with our guitar player. His name was Brian, and the name of our band was Seven Faces. It was pretty well known. Played a lot of shows all over the place. This guy, he was big. He was a big guy. Not, fat shaming or anything like that. I mean, he was just big. I mean, muscular, everything. He was just a huge guy. And he was in the car with me at the time. And so we broke down on the side of the wash, right around the bend of our drummer's house. And everything electrical went haywire. And stereo went out, everything went out. The whole car was just glitching. Dashboard was going nuts.
So, what happened after all the glitching?
So I got out of the car, told Bryant, hang on, let me see what's wrong. Maybe I need to unplug the battery or something. Unplug the battery, plug it back in, maybe something will work or whatever. So I get out of the car. It's raining crazy. I'm trying to shield the battery and the motor with the hood of the car, and I'm like telling Bryant, like, hey, turn the key, do this, do that, whatever. And so finally we got the car going, and car starts. I put down the hood, and then I finally look at Bryant. And Bryant's a huge guy. I've seen him in fights. He's taken out people like twice the size of him. I mean, no problem. I mean, this guy he has like no fear. That's the whole thing that freaked me out. He has no fear. He had no fear at all. And he always had my back, he was like a big older brother to me, everything like that. So I kind of looked up to him. Yeah, I closed the hood and I saw his face, and he was just in shock. Like he just like
So, I mean, what happened?
his eyes are just like wide open, looking at like the mirror.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't lay his eyes off of it. And then finally, like, I got his attention, and he looked at me, and he was like, getting all like nervous just talking about. He was just like going like this. He was speechless. He couldn't even say anything. I've never seen that look on his face, like ever. I mean, this guy looks like what do you call those guys at the clubs? The bouncers.
Yeah.
He looks like a bouncer. And I've never seen that. I've never seen that face on. And I get in the car. Car's running. And then real quick, he takes his arm and swings it over onto my chest. And he's like, don't move. And
did you actually get to see what he was looking at?
That was the thing. He pointed at the mirror. And I looked up. And at first I started making fun of him. Because it looked like a damn cat. It looked like a cat at the bottom of the ground. You know how their eyes like
light up.
Yeah, they like reflect or whatever. So I saw it at the bottom of the ground, and it started slowly moving up. So I thought it was just a cat, like, getting up, whatever. And I looked over at him and I was like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, it's just a cat, dog, whatever.
Yeah.
And he said, no, just wait. And all of a sudden, the eyes moved from the bottom and then going slowly up. But it passed the limit of like a cat or a dog and just kept going up. It just kept climbing.
So it's kind of like he was laying on the ground, and that's what made you think he was a cat, and then he just started.
Yeah, it just kept climbing. It just kept climbing. And it probably reached about 6 to 7 feet. We found out what it was later. The creepy thing is, yeah, the eyes, the glowing, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It started raising to the top. And
Like what color eyes?
no, it was just like pure like yellow.
Like cat's eyes?
Yeah, it looked like cat's eyes. But it got really, really tall, and right before we left, because I was shaking, and it was really hard for me to like even like move, you know. So, I got it in the gear, and then Bryant tapped me again, and I looked in the mirror, and a leg popped out. It was a really long, skinny, bony ass leg. The whole figure was black. You could call it
Like a shadow.
You can call it shadow people, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, the thing was almost 7 feet tall. It was huge. And then all of a sudden his arm came out. And it's almost like he like grabbed the bush and like pulled himself out to be shown a little bit more. His eyes wouldn't move. His head wouldn't move. I mean, it just stayed staring at us.
He was actually checking y'all out as much as he was checking him out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it is really gnarly. The thing about this whole mess was God, I can't even draw right because I'm thinking about this. Like this is like
I mean, other than fear, I mean, did you have any other feelings?
I was frozen. Bryant was frozen. I couldn't even imagine Bryant being frozen like that. He's never like Bryant was a tough ass guy, and for him to like look like that,
Yeah.
like it freaked me the shit out. And Bryant was a tough ass guy. We didn't end on good terms, but I will always like.
Yeah.
Dude was tough. He was a tough ass guy. He was a good guy. He was tough. But just seeing that face on him, that was enough to fucking freak me out without me even seeing what he was talking about. And the thing is, this is the crazy part. I can't even draw that good right now because I can't because I'm being real right now. So the height, everything, him being completely black, like charcoal, almost like he was burnt and everything.
You think it was a demon?
Well, the thing is our drummer was of Asian descent.
Yeah.
Well, the next day we came back for a rehearsal, and our drummer Blake noticed that something was wrong with me and Brian. So me and Bryant finally get, enough balls to come out and say like, dude, this happened last night. It was raining hard as hell, big ass storm. We were all sober too. I mean, we were like 20. I mean, yeah, like, oh, everybody like drinks underage, whatever. We weren't that type of group. But we told him what happened. And we told him a really dark figure came out, eyes glowing, really tall, stick figured, almost like he was like burned or something. And all of a sudden, Blake, our drummer, turned pale as shit. I mean, paper white. And he told us that he had an uncle from the Yakuza.
Yeah.
And he was in real deep. Owed a lot of money. Somehow they tracked him. He was visiting Blake and his family at the time. And this happened, when I guess Blake was really young. And he heard stories that his uncle got caught up over that hill by the wash.
Yeah.
And he was in his car. And the Yakuza, am I pronouncing that right? Yakuza? Whatever. They caught up to him and actually wrapped barbed wire around him to the car seat. Poured it in gasoline, lit it, threw it in neutral, and he went down into that wash. Well, on the other side of the wash.
So you think maybe that was him?
Well, the thing is we didn't believe him. We were like, fuck, Blake's probably fucking with us, whatever. Well, me and Bryant ended up climbing over that hill one night, and we were spending the night at Blake's house, and we got curious, and we were like, oh, what the hell, let's see what's on the other side. Believe it or not, we went on the other side of that hill, and all that was left was a car seat that was burned with barbed wire wrapped around it. No body though. But the thing is, we asked him, well, how tall was your uncle? And he said about 6'7", 6'8". And that's about how tall we saw this shit right here.
That's
Oh, I feel all weird now.
That's puzzling, man.
That was the freakiest shit that I've ever experienced. And ever since then, like, I got curious about it. And then that's when me and Josh started getting into it. And Josh and me, my brother Josh and I, we hunted these things for, I don't know, probably about 5 years. Came across some pretty gnarly shit.
Well, I mean, it's just, it's all interesting. I've had my experiences, but I mean, something like this, I mean,
It was
I
nuts.
actually had goosebumps.
That was my first encounter.
You know, there's something that's unexplained. Like a phenomenon that happened. There's something that's unexplained. It's like a phenomenon that happened.
I don't know if it was a ghost or a creature or just when he said like the exact same height. We didn't even tell him the same height.
Yeah.
That's what was just. We just asked him. By the way, how tall was he? Because whatever the fuck we saw was between 6 to 7 feet tall. I mean, it was fucking huge. It was tall.
Well, I mean, you know, when...
And it almost, you know what's a really good description? It almost looked like that fucking anime thing from Death Note. Remember that Death Note thing?
Yeah.
It almost looked like that damn thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not into anime, but it almost looked like Death Note, whatever.
You know, doing this whole thing, getting interviews from different people, their experiences. I mean, I think that's a lot of investigation. You know, but maybe it'll help you with your story.
And then ever since we moved in here, shit's been happening.
What's
So that's
been
it.
happening here.
Well, one night, I was out here. I was trying to sweep up the garage, and I couldn't find the damn broom. So I knew that my wife was in her office working. So she's always in there working late. So I just popped my head through there. And I yelled, "Hey, have you seen the broom? Are you in here?" And I heard, "Yeah, I'm here." And I said, "Have you seen the broom?" She didn't answer me, so I'm guessing she didn't hear me. So I was like, well, the only other place that the broom would be is upstairs. So I walked past her office because I know she's at work, doing her thing. So I didn't want to interrupt her. So I walked past the office, started going upstairs to look for the broom. As soon as I get at the top of the stairs, she's coming out of the damn kitchen.
Really?
She's coming out of the kitchen. I just said, "How the hell did you get upstairs so fast? I just asked you for the broom." And she said, "I've been upstairs the whole time. I haven't even gone into the office to start working yet." And she said I turned as white as a ghost, and she was afraid I was going to faint and fall back down on the stairs.
That's like,
And then, of course, she's thinking, like, "Okay, Chris, you've had too much to drink tonight."
yeah.
But then the other night, the same thing happened to her with me. She was in her dressing room, and she saw me walk past her dressing room. Like, she saw me walk past her dressing room. And she thought I went downstairs or something. So she went downstairs, and then later on, she saw me come downstairs from taking a shower. And she was just like, "You just walked past my dressing room. How are you in the shower?" And I said I was in the shower the whole damn time.
I mean, that's something that we need to look into.
There's my gnat, the trike moving, the cabinets where the microwave is.
Yeah.
Shit's been flying off the damn wall. Oh, Oh. And when we first moved in, what was really weird is we would see people walking on our side of the street.
Yeah.
You know, people walk all the time. They were walking on the side of the street, and then I'd be looking out the window, and then all of a sudden they'd look at our house and then jump across the street, walk around the house, trying to avoid the whole damn property. And then as soon as they'd walk past our house, they would jump back on our side and walk the rest of the street.
That's weird.
And then the more curious I got about it, I started asking clients like, have you heard anything about our house or anything? And they would say, oh, you live in that house. And I was like, yeah, that house. What's wrong with that house? And they said, oh, that's that haunted house. And we're like, you're funny. Yeah, it looks haunted. We get it. We live in a creepy house.
Yeah.
But they said that when people weren't living here and this house was up for sale, people would drive by and see our lights flicker.
That's weird.
But the only rooms that it would flicker in are my kids' rooms. And what's funny is when we first moved in here, only their rooms would flicker. They still flicker.
Dude, man, this video better be worth it, man. I had to leave work early.
Oh shit, I forgot you had work. My bad.
I
fucking forgot. I'm sorry.
I told you I'd be here.
Alright.
This better be a ground kicker.
Alright, we'll check it out. Look. Watch. Remember you said you saw eyes, or you thought you did?
Yeah.
Just watch. Let me turn it up.
Yeah.
Remember that Limb movie?
Yeah.
Watch.
Did you get that okay?
Yeah.
It's coming up. Just watch. No other branches are moving like that. Right there.
Dude, what the hell? Dude.
It's right there. Do you see it? Look, there's an eye, nostrils.
Holy shit.
That's the mouth, right? I'm not tripping, right? That's it.
No, you're not tripping. I can see it. Dude.
Watch, I'll enhance it even. Watch. Look.
Holy shit. Dude. We caught something.
I'm not kidding.
That is freaking freaky.
Yeah. We're gonna need help.
Look, dude, I got daggone chill bumps. That is freaky.
It's nuts, right?
That would have been worth taking a whole day off. But I'm glad you called me. 'Cause that's nuts, man. Oh my gosh, man, that's
Blue,
yeah.
we're gonna need some help.
Oh, I'd say so.
Yeah.